Yo, it's the Latin Bass Assassin. What's up, what's happening? And we are back. We were vertical, and now we are horizontal. We are back to your regularly scheduled program, dudes. Wide screening, bro. Now, hopefully everybody has got their wiggles out. Because in that last live stream, towards the end, you guys were getting very wiggly. So I see a point right there. I'm gonna go fish that point. So we're back, homies. Now the moderator can go back to sleep. But we will go vertical one more time today. When, I don't know. Later on in the day, we will be fishing till about 11-ish. Because maybe we want to go check out some football. I don't know, but we'll be fishing till about 11-ish. I don't even know how whatever the conversation was ended, GM. All I know is that there was discussions of comets. I don't know. I'm not even trying to bring that back to real life again. I'm just... Oh, I think I remember this place. Yes, I do remember this place. All right, so the point comes out way far out here, guys. I remember this place. Even though I got hit by a car, I remember this place. Would you look at that? A little fish following my bait. So the point comes out right here, guys. Let's turn it so you guys can look at an area that matters to you guys. So the point comes all the way out to here. I am currently in about 12 feet of water. There's grass out there. It will drop off towards me in a little bit. Greatly disappointed. Well, I mean, we will just have to... I mean, none of us know any better, bro, so we will have to go by your wife's analysis, let's call it. That means there's a little cut right here, guys. Speaking of Christmas and the holidays, bros, did you guys see that turkey dinner, Thanksgiving-like dinner that I had last night? Once I cooked that turkey, bro, it was on. It was on. Hold on, I gotta put this mic on the floor so I don't drop it. Jim, I think that no matter what you do, you will be buying her something nice for Christmas. You're just gonna either do it yourself or find that it was purchased anyway. They'll be like, oh, I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy purchasing my wife that stuff from a store that I don't even know what they sell. All right. It ain't big, just a little twerp. But it is another fish on the old monster. Creel, this old monster is calling up the biggest fish I've ever seen in my life. In all of my life. What's that, Creel? Boodle? Old monster dog. Pues, ¿qué está pasando aquí? Interesting. Is it hot already down there? Well, right now it's a little bit fresh, GM. There's a breeze coming through, but I did have to take off my sweater because, oh, hold on. I did have to take off my hoodie. My hooded sweatshirt. I had to take that off because it was too warm for that. I'm sure this is the old monster. I will show it to you guys. I don't usually show off my old monster, but there it is, guys. It's got a little bit of eelgrass on it. Well, Moon, I assume you're not talking about me because I've been here the whole time. I came from New Mexico, bro. Just FYI, in case you are asking about me. But if you are not, that dude was over there in like somewhere in the middle over there, and then he decided that we needed to become a little more acquainted, and he came a little bit closer over here. So I thought we were going to become best buds, but then he did not even throw a peace sign, didn't say anything. He just kind of snuck in there, fished around, found out that maybe there was nothing there for him, and then he left without even, hey, what's up? Good morning, dog. How you living? Because I tell you guys right now, if I had cruised up that close to somebody, I would at least throw them a peace sign. But you know, it's just fishing, guys, so we don't get worked up over stuff like that. We do get worked up over potentially missing fish, and I do believe that I had just missed one over there. So, I don't know, bro. We pay it no mind, I guess. I thought the personal security was off on the weekend, but maybe not. Man, that sounds like I'm gonna be paying overtime. That is how GM is going to pay for the nice gift that he's gonna get his wife for Christmas. That's how he's gonna do it. He's gonna put in overtime shifts as security. That's what he's gonna do. This is all starting to make sense. Somehow, GM's comments are gonna cost me. I guess it's kind of like when I make comments on the Rodcast and then Unlimited sometimes gets in trouble for them. And I'm like, that was funny. Because I will tell you guys that I haven't apologized to Unlimited for the amount of times he's been in the doghouse for something that I said. But, you know, he knows. He knows that I do feel some sort of way when it comes to the fact that sometimes he gets in trouble for the things I say. So again, homies, we will be fishing till about 11-ish. Let's do a little about face here. I'm in 10 feet of water. $12 feet. I'm trying to, well, I shouldn't say it, but I'm gonna say it. I'm trying to get to the tip of this point, because I know that this chat can get crazy with comments like that. Hey GM, have you fixed your, or attempted to fix your spot lock? Okay, we are in 12 feet of water. Well, oh, moderator, you're the best. Moderator, you are the best. Oh, I wouldn't bother checking the fuse there, GM. That is just a running, I don't know, a running first step, I guess. Check out a fuse, man. All right, guys, I'm gonna throw this top water towards this point. We are now near the tip of this point. We are in 12 feet of water. That point right in front of us is pretty shallow. Puro north wind, bluebird skies, que pues. But just know, guys, that the streak is alive. It's alive. You know, saying it's alive, that got me hearing the music to Robot Chicken's intro. It's alive. I gotta tighten this frickin' screw. I mean, nut. Before we lose another handle. It will loosen again, but maybe not for a while. Now this one doesn't have that lock jingle dingles. So this is the one that I thought would come off. The other one, I don't know how it came off. It did have a lock jingle dingle. Yo, DCP, what up? Yo, Bass Fishing, what up? What's happening? So far, guys, this morning we've only caught 2 little ones. And they came off of that old monster. Now let's get this old monster from this angle. All right, old monster. Catch a BBL for creel. Not for me, old monster. I want to see a BBL, but not for me, for creel. Because creel wants people to know that this is the worm that he would have chosen and that it would have caught a fish. He wants that. Now, creel, let me ask you a question. This is a watermelon red. Would you have thrown watermelon red? You'd probably tell me, nah, dummy, I would have thrown a plum. That's grass. Okay, so that way is a lot of grass. I just came over here to get some water and got distracted by what could have been a fish bite, but it was not. Just a little bit of water, you know, keep me alive. The old monster. Ah. Life. Possibly, or a green pumpkin. Texas rigged. It is currently Texas rigged. But I only have watermelon, red, whatever. Green pumpkin magic. Well, right now we're not even throwing the, what do you call it? We're not even throwing the Mag Dizzy. We're just throwing the old monster. I think I just need to relax, chill. Get in the zone. Was that a bird? All right, I feel grass out to that direction. All right, let's find the edge of this grass. Maybe a red bug. Yeah, I don't have a lot of those colors, Creel. At least not in the boat. And not in an old monster. Might have them in a Bass Pro Shop. Squirmy, squiggly, something tail. I don't know what it's called. Squirmy tail, maybe? I don't know, but they don't apparently make that anymore. I tried to find some replacements and they said, oh yeah, we don't make that worm anymore. And I was like, what the? Why not? Oh, it's because, I don't know. It was a 12-inch one and they're like, oh no, we replaced it with we only make the 10-inch curly tail one. I was like, get out of here with that mess. Ah, yes, the game was going to be on. What the heck is a scuppernong? Creel, please elaborate what a scuppernong is. Creel, sometimes I wonder, bro. Is the keyboard your friend? But yes, right now the Steelers and Vikings are playing in, I have no idea where, but somewhere overseas. I don't know if there's another game that's coming out right now. What is a scuppernong? Is that something I need to add to my vocabulary? That's a freaking color, bro. What the heck is it? I have never heard of a scuppernong. Yo, what up, old school? Bro. What? I have never seen that color in my life. But guys, I don't see color, you know? So that's why I had never seen it, bros. I don't. Okay, guys? You guys should try and live that way too. Just don't see color, bros. It's gonna make it a little hard for you to survive because then everything's gonna be in, I don't even want to say black and white. It'll be in a monochrome of some sort, and it's gonna be hard to survive and pull out patterns of things, you know, things that could be predators and put you guys in danger or whatever. But either way, I'm just saying. That's what I thought, bro. I thought Creel was out here just flinging insults at everybody. Oh, this scuppernong. I'm gonna start using it as an insult. I'm gonna insult people. I'll be like, look at this dirty scuppernong. And then people are gonna be like, well, dude, that sounds very offensive. And I'll be like, it is. You low down, dirty scuppernong. Well, I mean, motor oil is a color, and I know that one. I don't know nothing about no scuppernongs. So, Creel, now anytime I feel like you need to be insulted, I'm gonna use the scuppernong. Okay, now I am in like 4 feet of water right here. I'm gonna get off this point just a little bit more. Scuppernongs. That's a grape insult, bro. Well, I mean, think about it, bros. Who has ever heard of this this supposed color here? Scuppernong. Not I. But apparently some people know it. But if you go to like the regular world, like let's say I was in an office and I'm all like, you know what? This meeting is stupid. And all of you guys are just scuppernongs. At that point in time, bro, they are not gonna know what I'm talking about, but they're gonna feel insulted. And now everybody is gonna be like, what just happened here? Then I'm gonna be sent to HR, and HR is gonna be like, what did he call you? He called us scuppernongs. He left the meeting irate and said that we are low down, dirty scuppernongs. And he left us all confused, but feeling slighted, yet we don't know why exactly. So, you know, it'll be a situation like that that would then warrant potentially my dismissal. And I'd be like, wait a second. I got dismissed for utilizing the word scuppernong, and now, boom, we are now litigating this in the court of law because I think that I was wrongfully terminated. And I'm all like, look, dudes, they're gonna put me up on the stand. They're gonna ask me, Mr. Bassassin, what were the words that you utilized that fateful day of that meeting? And be like, well, okay, so look, these guys were being stupid at this meeting, and like, I'm not a yes man. They were over here. They were all just, I don't know how to say these things without. They were all on the boss's, you know. And I was just all like, bro, you guys ain't nothing but low down, dirty scuppernongs. And then the whole jury's gonna be like, the courtroom's gonna gasp. Everybody, the judge is gonna say, order, order, order. And then he's gonna say, Mr. Bassassin, I will trust that you will not use that language in my court. And I'll be like, dude, what is the deal here? Scuppernong, scuppernong, scuppernong. And then they're like, oh, order, 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 bailiff. If he says that one more time, bailiff, hold him in contempt. And I'll be like, what is going on here? And I'm just going to be all like, dude, Your Honor, I might as well go to jail because you guys just don't. You're a bunch of scuppernongs. Boom, that's it, Mr. Bassassin. That is 30 days in jail. I'm like, all right, cool, I guess. The heck is a muscadine? Yo, Thomas V. I appreciate you enjoying the antics, but there would be a murmur in the court, bro. That is for sure. So yes, dude, I'm gonna end up doing time because of Creel and bringing up this made-up color. He calls it a color. He's bringing up some made-up color that I mean, dude, I don't even want to look it up. You guys might be setting me up. I'm gonna have it in my search history, and then all of a sudden, it's gonna ruin my case, or the feds are gonna be all like, yeah, we searched your search history. Looks like you're into scuppernongs. And I'll be like, you said nongs, right? Yes. Okay, wow. Then maybe. But I thought you said something else. And he'd be like, no, we said scuppernong. You know that we know you're into scuppernongs. I was like, look, bro, I just looked it up once. I looked up scuppernong to see what it was, and it's not like I'm a persistent scuppernonger. Like, scuppernongs are not my thing. And they'll be like, well, your search history tells us otherwise. All right, this one's a little bigger, but not the biggest. We're now on the other side of the point. So yes, guys, then the feds will tell me, you better tell us everything you know, or else we're going to tell your family that you look up scuppernongs. I'll be like, well, since you put it that way, anyways, scuppernongs. I'm not ashamed of scuppernonging, which who knows what that means, but you know what I'm saying, guys? We get to the point where scuppernonging becomes something not acceptable in the community, and they're going to try and scuppernong shame me. But remember, I only looked it up once. This right here is just a little Juan. But it is a little Juan who got its bell rung, that's for sure. Let me ask this fish if it would prefer scuppernong. Well, it's going to prefer a Leatherman because that's what we're going to need to get this out. Now, this is a very long rant for something I don't even know what I'm talking about. Though, I mean, that hasn't stopped me before in life to not stop talking about something that I don't know about. So, hence the channel. But here we go, guys. This is just a little Juan. Steelers are winning 13-3. Thank you for that update, Rob. Now let me see here. Did you guys hear the new sea shanty by Scuppernong? All right. Did he share any of the Chick-fil-A? Oh no, bro, he's starved. Muscadine, huh? Okay. Muscadine. Or is it muscadine? You see, that one's a little tricky there, Rob. Muscadine or muscadine, it's because it's kind of like sardine. How do you pronounce it first, Rob? I'm going to need the pronunciation because I don't want to be out there saying muscadine when people are like, look at this idiot. He doesn't even know it's muscadine. But they'll be all snooty about it and be like, ah, what a simpleton. He doesn't even know it's muscadine. Unlimited. I'm telling you, bro. But yeah, you see, guys? Muscadine, kettle rain, all of the above. It all plays together. But back to the authorities, the FBI, the NSA, whoever it is, who try and threaten me with exposing my scuppernong addiction, let's say. Yeah, bro, I'm just basically going to tell them, dude, do your worst. Because what is done in the dark will come to light, my friend. I have no shame in my muscanong. Wait, no, scuppernong. I mixed the two of them together, guys. And that is something you don't want to do. You do not want to mix your scuppernongs with your muscadines, whatever it ends up being. You don't want to mix those two together, bro. It is a dangerous, potentially deadly combination of the two. It's a long I, so muscadine? Bro, that's even more confusing. Muscadine. That's impossible. Why does it have the E at the end? Okay, you guys are just trying to confuse me. But yes, the authorities, all that will have happened. I will be in a room with a light on my face, and I'll be like, how did this happen? We saw your search history, and I'll be like, stupid Creel. Got me again. Actually, I shouldn't say stupid Creel, because I should say scuppernong Creel. Creel, you dirty scuppernong. And then at that point in time, the authorities will be like, ah, so you utilize it in your everyday vocabulary. Muscadine. Muscadine. All right, guys. That still doesn't answer if it's sardine or sardine. Muscadine? Muscadine. I don't even want to get started on that. That's like a cologne for outdoorsy people. Oh, like the commercial will be filmed right now, guys. The sun behind me. Oh, the eau de toilette. Muscadine for all your hunting and fishing adventures. Muscadine. Bro, look at that. That right there, it writes itself. It all writes itself. Thyme, lime, muscadine. I have no idea, bro. Because why wouldn't you have used line or something like that, bro? Something that was like closer to muscadine or dine. Muscadine. Because right now, bro, now I'm going to pronounce it muscadime. Because the example, I need to make sure that the example matches exactly the pronunciation that I am trying to get here. Dudes, I could already see the commercials for muscadine. When you want your manliest of scents in the outdoors to let other fishermen know you are not, or they are not part of your prey. Hunt or fish with muscadine. Then there'll be some kind of music playing out there. It'll be great. This is good stuff, guys. It writes itself. Here on the Rodcast. See? That is, I would assume, based on what we've established, that this is, I mean, you could tell some people some stuff. You could tell people some stuff, and like you can tell the level of hatred that you have towards them, right? So right now, Snozook must really not like the Eagles because he called them scuppernongs. And that, bro, that right there, that's almost supreme hatred. That's like if you called a girl, and you should never, guys, but if for some reason you're talking to some girl and you're arguing, and for some reason there's a distinct difference between calling them I don't know, hold on, guys. There's a bee flying around me. Oh, now I'm starting to itch. So if you call them that, they would get offended, of course, but they don't get as offended, and I don't understand this, if you call it as if you called them now It is a word that rhymes with, since it's football, since it's Sunday, so it's football season, it is a word that rhymes with punt. If you call them a word that rhymes with punt, that seems to, like, bro, that brings out the killer in them. And I don't know why, because they should be offended by both words, but instead, that particular word is the one that you might get murdered for. So, I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you are in an argument and you are 4th and a mile, do not rhyme with punt. Just take it on a loss of downs, hand over the ball, and begin the defense, because you do not want to go out there and be punting all these women that you're arguing with, because you will create enemies, bros. You might even create wounds that, I mean, they might not heal the same. So dudes, do not Oh, I'm glad you're here, Dead Rabbit, to help teach me these things. That's a great question right there, bro. Will I be not hook setting correctly? Son of a fish. All right, so I was on a knee. It's like I was back in the kayak and I missed the fish. All right, so yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I'll cheer for your team, Snizook. That way the Eagles, lose and the Cowboys have a chance, which they don't, but they at least, in my mind, have a chance. Even though in my mind, I know they don't have a chance, but they will have a chance at winning the division. So you will help us, and then it'll be the Cowboys' fault. Oh, that is it, Faith. Faith just got put on the list here because he said that the Cowboys are scuppernongs. Apparently, we're learning here, guys. Apparently in the UK or Australia, punting on 4th and a mile is a term of endearment. Who would have known? But now I know that, so that if I ever go to Europe, I'll know that. No, Snizook. I said do not punt. 4th and a mile, you just turn it over on downs, because if you are punting, then that means that you are utilizing a term that you are going to get in trouble for. So you need to take the loss on downs, bro. Just kneel. Just kneel, hand over the ball, and begin your defense, bro. You're in a defensive posture right there, so your defense needs to get on the field and try and save you. All right, so clearly Unlimited has retained legal counsel, and I don't think that this legal counsel has any real law license, but I do believe that this legal counsel also does not follow regular laws, because in unlimited situation, the law of the land inside of that house is different than the law of the land outside in the real world. So I understand that there are two laws. Like if there was a parent and the parent was all like, all right, guys, we follow the rules here, and outside the world had different rules. Well, I mean, it would be the same situation, but not a parent. I believe his legal counsel is, I might say that there was a conflict of interest there, but maybe there isn't, because maybe his legal counsel, the interest of his survival is what the legal counsel is representing. So I think it's not a conflict of interest, because I think both of them want him to live as painless as possible. So they're both going to work for the common good, which is unlimited safety. So I don't think that that's a conflict of interest in this situation. Colin, I mean, I think they mean similar, but I don't know. I just don't even want to get into, I didn't even want to get into punting, bro. But when Creel was over here with the scuppernong, at that point in time, bro, we had to compare it to something just so that people could understand, because in the chat, these guys are scuppernogging the Cowboys like it's no big deal. Over here, Faith is all like, yeah, the Cowboys are scuppernoggers. And I'll be like, oh, all right, dog, you don't understand the power in those words, bro. You are asking for a battle that is not going to end well for anybody, bro. Poodle scuppernogs. That is a word that you should not be throwing around so, I don't know. I don't want to say frivolously, but so nonchalantly, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't advise you to walk into a tackle store and be like, yo, where do you guys got your scuppernogs? And they'll be like, excuse me, sir, this is a fine bait establishment. We do not partake in scuppernoggage. And then, I mean, what are you going to do? You're lucky if they just escort you out of the premises and be like, sir, you must turn around and exit out the door whence you came. But, I mean, that's probably the best option. Oh my God, there's a Scuppernong River. Oh my God. Well, what does this world come to? But it might be, Colin, like certain words evolve over time. So like back in the day, there was a word, and I'm not going to say it because that's going to get Snazook all excited and riled up. He's going to be all like, blah, 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 blah. Caps locks, caps locks, caps locks. Blah, blah, blah. Murmur, murmur, murmur. Caps locks. Double caps locks. Can I hit caps locks even bigger? Increase font size. Caps locks. Blah, 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 blah. But there is a term that didn't mean what it means now. And so you could use it in a day without a problem. I mean, I guess technically now you could still use it, but it means something different. So that's what I'm saying, bro. It evolved. So maybe they named it scuppernong back in the day when it meant something before Creel exposed it to everyone. And then now we're all like, oh, you low down dirty scuppernong. The Cowboys are done for. It means where the magnolias are. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. Where the magnolias are. Now, we are expert scuppernoggers, bro. Just know that. You have been properly scuppernogged. This just keeps getting weirder and weirder. The more times that I say this word, the weirder it gets. Thanks a lot, Creel. I was just trying to catch a fish with a bait that would make you feel like you were here, bro. And instead, you've taken over the whole Rodcast discussing your affinity with scuppernoggage. It's terrible. Everybody's concerned about the meth and stuff ruining the kids, but it could also be a combination of that and too much scuppernogging. I'm surprised that Colin didn't come through and say, Canada is scuppernong. It comes from Canada. You know, you put the word scup and then nog together. It kind of sounds like a cup of eggnog, but it isn't. It comes from Canada. And in Canada, scuppernongs are well revered. And so, the word belongs to Canada, and you Americans cannot say a scuppernong. So, I don't know, guys. We don't know. Wait a second. There's a recipe for authorities. We have nothing to do with Dead Rabbit's scuppernong recipe that he exposed on the Rodcast. Because, bro, this guy's out here like Master P. Master P singing, you cook pierdas like this, and then giving out the recipe. Psh, dang, Dead Rabbit is... Terrible. Terrible hook set. What in the scuppernong? Creel, I let you down. I let you down sick, Creel. So yes, sometimes the comments in the Rodcast do not reflect that of the Rodcast or the Latin Bassassin, and scuppernong recipes are one of them, as we do not know the power of scuppernogging or scuppernoggage, whatever it ends up being. We do not know the power, so we are not partaking in any of that. He tweaked his bicep. Uh-oh. Are you telling me that these... Oh, my God. That's it, guys. I'm shutting down the Rodcast. Cullen has Canadianized another term or another something. Thank you, Colin. You have ruined scuppernogging for us by apparently educating us on the roots of scuppernogs. You gotta be kidding me, bro. You gotta be kidding me. You are definitely the Greek granddad or dad in, I guess it depends on what perspective you're looking at him from, but the Greek dad in my big fat Greek wedding. I forgot his name. So I missed a fish right here, guys. We changed our angle. If only Creel had said, hey bro, watermelon, red flake, that's good enough. But instead, he had to get all cutesy and demure and say a word that was offensive to potentially some people. Who knows? Who knows what offends people nowadays? I mean, even our discussion about scuppernog could offend people. They'd be like, how dare he say scuppernog? That is the term of the Algonquins or whatever I just read. What the? All right, pay attention, dog. Pay attention. Do not let the scuppernog consume you. So you know what I'm saying, bro? I think it was Algonquins or something like that. They'll be like, that's our term, bro. Only we can say scuppernog. And I'll be all like, what? What are you talking about, dog? This is America. Ah, Gus. Yes. The Canadian Gus. He showed up and he educated us. Dang it, bros. I'm a little mad that I missed that freaking fish when I cast it out there. I was kind of moving back because I had spot locked, so I was like, whatever. And then the grass kind of pulled a little bit more than usual, and I missed it. Oops, my bad. What time is it? Ah, la son of a gun. We're gonna have to move, guys. It's just a bunch of scuppernogs here. Low down, dirty scuppernogs. Why will this not rotate? People been saying scuppernog longer than Canada. Shh, bro. Now I don't even know. That's a long time. Now you said it stands for where the magnolias grow? Is that correct? Because who changed that into a color? That don't make any sense. Who's out here trying to be cute and say, oh my God, I love magnolias. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna name this color after this term that is so, I mean, it's got so many letters in it. Oh, why would you not name it something like red or white? You know, because magnolia flowers are white. So, or even, you know, like, what do you call it? Cream or something like that, bro. Instead, you got to name it the longest color name you can come up with. I mean, I think that's just people trying to complicate life. Because here's the thing, bro. Say somebody is colorblind. I still don't know what color scuppernog is. I received an image, but I haven't looked at it just yet. So say someone's colorblind, and now you've named a color that they can't see. Now, if I tell them, let's say they're red, green, or whatever colorblind, and I say, oh yeah, that looks red. Well, red, it just sounds like a color. Okay, cool, whatever, I can't see red. But now if you say scuppernog, then they'll be like, what am I missing out on here? What is this scuppernog you speak of? Why does it have so many more syllables, or letters, I should say, not syllables, so many more letters in the name? It is intriguing, and I feel like I'm missing out. I mean, I was already missing out on being able to see colors, but the other ones, they really didn't matter to me that much because they are, I mean, they're whatever. Who cares? Actually, let me throw a top water right here. So nobody cares, but when you add a lot of letters, now I might care. I might be all like, maybe I do want to know what scuppernog looks like. I mean, potentially, like, I might be colorblind. Or maybe all humans are colorblind. Maybe there's some colors that we just cannot see. But yet, we have made it a norm that, okay, humans who can see this are able-eyed humans. Humans who cannot have a vision handicap. But maybe we all have a vision handicap and there's other colors that we cannot see. But since we all can't see them, then we deem it, oh, okay, we're not colorblind because we don't know that those colors exist. So that is the hubris of humankind, where they're like, oh, if we all can't see it, then it doesn't exist. But that is potentially not the case. just because one can't perceive it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You see what you did, Creel? Now we're opening up our mind's eye and we're just like, scuppernong, why? It's all your fault, Creel. It is all your fault, Creel. Yes, you may learn useless information, but you will find some use for it, bro. Steve, I wish you the best out at church. Let her know we're not all heathens, bro. We're okay dudes, at least the majority of us. Humans only perceive 3% of the visible light. But, well, okay, so I know what you're saying, bro, but it's kind of like an oxymoron right there. And I'm not calling you a moron, bro. That apparently is a real term. That's an oxymoron right there because humans can only perceive 3% of visible light. But if that's all they can perceive, then that's all that's visible. That's the confusing portion there. And now Dead Rabbit's trying to make my mind explode. And it all started with a boy named Creel, the biggest scuppernong of us all. One day a boy named Creel, blah, 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 blah. One day a boy named Creel came into the chat and made us all feel like a bunch of low-down dirty scuppernongs. Dude, right there. That right there is a banjo tune if I've ever heard one. There you go, Creel. Honey buns and Mountain Dew was not enough for you. Now you gotta be the scuppernogger. Oh, well, Steve, I appreciate her kindness. One more cast on the top water and then we are moving, guys. Because we only have about some time before 11-ish. Now I know there's fish here. I would love it if I had my little jizzy that I lost yesterday. Stupid little dummy. I might have to stop at the GTO, see if he exists in there. I'm gonna have to learn how to play a banjo. There's probably like only 3 chords on it. I don't know. But I'm gonna have to learn to play a banjo so that I can finish off that Creole song right there. One day a boy named Creole. Blah, 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 blah. All right, guys, we are going to move to another location. Where this is, I don't know. Because we're just going to make it up as we go. Ah, life. Well, I'm here. I'm going to look at this image that I was sent. Okay. Apparently this is scuppernong. So, whoever sent me the scuppernong, they shall remain nameless. But they also decided that apparently I need to also, and this is the only way that I can say it, I need to also look at their berries, bro. I have to look at their berries. I can't just look at a scuppernong worm. I have to also look at their berries. I don't know if I'm comfortable with this set of texts that I received. Muscadine or muscadine? And the moderator's probably gonna scold me and say, "Are you kidding me? You have never heard of scuppernong?" Well, I look. I'm not educated in your fancy pants world of colors. I'm educated in the world of colors. 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 So, my bad, moderator, if I don't know. Muscadine and muscadine, scuppernong ain't in my mind. There's another point right here, guys. There's a nice little grass line on that. Let's just park it right here. Yeah. Let's park it right here. Let's try this for a second and then we'll move. The point is right in front of me. We're currently in 5 feet of water, so we are basically on the point. How many sacks does Micah Parsons get today? Bro, my guess is Micah Parsons is going to break the sack single game record. He's got a point to prove. He's got the ability to prove the point. And the offensive line of the Cowboys is whack. We got a little fish on the top water. Super tiny. Whatever. Oh, I guess you guys didn't see that. My bad, guys. But we got a little fish on the top water. Very little. Very tiny. Would you look at that, guys? Poodle. Little Rob right there. So yeah, bro, my guess, single game sack record. Whatever that is, I don't know. It could be 6 sacks, 5 sacks, whatever. He's gunning for him, bro. Also, guys, I left Don's chatterbait at my house. Oops. I assume GM is on the lake now. He said he caught one. I assume he was using scuppernong as the color of whatever bait he was throwing. That's the only thing that would make sense right now. Let's check it out. GM's got a 2-pounder. All right, guys, I gotta have a mic off moment real quick. There used to be like a little, there was a sailboat that was here. I might have been talking too much. And the sailboat was on like, I'm out of here. Forget this fool. I gotta wait till that boat car, wow. I can handle this. All right, guys, I'm gonna have a mic off moment. All right, guys, we are back. You see, so back to colors, guys. Colors. No, back to colors. See, here's how you can tell. All right, guys. So growing up, I've told you guys that I worked the onion fields with my family, right? So here's how you can tell who had the 64 crayon box and who had the, I don't know, 8 crayon box. So I don't know of these colors, muscadine, musca, whatever. I don't know of that color. I don't know of scuppernong. I don't know of any of these colors because I did not have the ability to get a Crayola box, for one, and two, get the ability to get crayons that had made up color names to them. So as some of you had, and I'm gonna say the moderator, had the box of 64 crayons, I assume it's 64, I don't know, with the little sharpener right there in the middle so that you could sharpen your frickin' crayons. What the heck is that all about? Seems to me like you're wasting crayon, but I guess when you have a 64 box of crayons, then waste of crayons is not the highest of concerns. The sharpness, the point of your crayon is what matters. So, either way, I have not been exposed to all these wonderful made-up colors that are in this box because there are only so many primary and secondary and I guess some tertiary colors, but like the majority of them, why would I care about them? So I was not able to know of certain colors until I guess right now when I'm being educated. But I believe that is why the moderator knows about this muscadine or muscadine, whatever it is, and I do not. 128? A 128 colors. Okay, well that sounds ridiculous. And how did you have Temu back in the day when you were growing up, Dead Rabbit? Don't even, bro. You are not growing up right now because I will tell you what, Temu's only been around for a little bit, so that means that, let's say they've been around for 5 years. That means you're about potentially, like, if you need crayons, you're probably about like 11 years old, and you have a mouth on you for an 11-year-old, bro. So I don't think that you had Temu colors back in the day. 128, bro. You're tripping. I'm gonna have to call bullshit on that. Definitely bullshit. Oh, no. No, moderator. There is no victim here. This is just an explanation of the rationalizing how I would not have known about mascadine, which I still don't know how to pronounce. So, there is no victimhood here, moderator. This is just a proud journey. The proud journey of one Mexican vato navigating his way through life, but still trying to understand how he missed out on this. Well, you see, there you go, moderator. As my people are picking these grapes, we don't got time to be all like, this is a mascadine grape. No. I mean, not that I did this, so I would have never been exposed to them, but like, we don't got time to do that, moderator. We don't got time to be all like, guáchalo, este aquí, puro grape. This is grape color. Pero this one right here, oh, that definitely mascadine. You see what I'm saying, moderator? So, while you perused the fresh fruit aisles of the grocery store, oh no, moderator. Not I. Not I. Fresh fruit is saved for kings and royalty. But not for I. I would have liked to work in like a grape field or a vineyard, as they call it. I would have liked to work in a vineyard, because then that means I could be all like, one for you, a one for me, a one for you, a one for me. Because I couldn't do that in the onion field, because nobody eats that many onions, and onions aren't that great. But I do remember that my dad, he loves onions. He's weird. And when we would be eating sandwiches at our lunch, let's call it break. But when we had lunch, he would say, hey, if you guys find one of those tiny onions, save it, put it aside so that I could eat it with my sandwich. So then we're all there doing our thing, chop, 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 chop. And then next thing you know, oh, a little onion. I'll save that for my dad so that I'll be the favorite. But yeah, that didn't happen. But yes, he would eat an onion, and I could only imagine if I was on a vineyard, if I would just be able to eat one grape here, one grape there, and then I'll be all like, oh my God, mascadine, oh my God. Look at this variation of purple, I would assume. I don't know. Moderator, who would tell them to go? They don't pick grapes by, they just say like, hey, be at this field at this time, okay? Whether it's red, green, whatever, it don't matter. They just are told, go to this field and pick these grapes. When you get there, I would just assume you get the field. You see a billion green grapes and you're like, okay, they want us to pick these grapes. So, grape field, and then dark or muscadine. Nobody knows. I still don't know. But either way, just be all like, pick all. So that's a saying that world of things. To be ignorant is not a bad thing. It depends what you are ignorant. Like I am ignorant of drug usage. I've never partaken, so I don't know how that would affect my body. I don't have a full understanding, thus making me ignorant of drug usage. Now, I can know some particular things about like, okay, well, I believe that it does this based off of what I've been told, but I am still ignorant to the true effects that it would have on my body. So, that does not mean a person is stupid. That it just means that they have not been exposed to certain things. So, ignorance does not determine a person's intellect. Some people might be all like, oh, well, now I know scuppernong and I will utilize that in my life. And so now they are no longer scuppernong ignorant, but they are scuppernong knowledgeable now, because now we know the Algonquins or whatever. So we sort of know. They were the ones who scuppernonged us. So you see, it does not mean that one lacks intelligence when they are ignorant. It is just they don't know. So how do you convey to, because bro, here's the other thing. Because we're assuming that these field workers are migrant workers. So there might be a language barrier there. Would someone tell them, would someone go to the trouble of learning Spanish to communicate with them, but also learning the variation of colors, if there's even a color in Spanish that translates to scuppernong? No. They more than likely would be all like, hey, vato, vete verde uvas, verde uvas. And then you're like, oh, okay, green grapes, got it, we're good. For those of you who are not bilingual, verde uvas are green grapes, or uvas verde, whatever you want to, however the combination that you want. And then if I was, what just happened here? And if I was trying to get them to go to the purple field, then I would just, okay guys, I seriously think that I'm getting bit, but I'm over here scuppernonging and I'm not paying attention. So if I wanted them to go to the purple field, I would tell them to go to the purple or to the purple grapes. I wouldn't tell them, hey, let me get super fancy with my Spanish and be all like, scuppernong, please, vete a scuppernong. No. I would just, or I could just point to them. There, those. So that's what I'm saying. It's not a lack of intelligence. It's a lack of exposure to that. So, I mean, people could not know about electricity. That doesn't mean that they can't comprehend electricity and that they are not intelligent. That just means they've never seen electricity. And it's just, that's life. You know, like, Like, I am ignorant to the way or to the ways of pronouncing Kishen. I assume that is the way it's pronounced, but I don't know for a fact because nobody has corrected me or shown me the way. So since I lack the ability, the exposure to the Kishen, man, it's just life. It's just intelligence, bro, is not the same as ignorance or lack thereof. Does buzzbait carry scuppernong? I have no idea. I would have never seen it. I'm not sure when I allegedly called you ignorant Creole. Because if I had called you ignorant Creole, then you would know. Oh, you would know. How will they know? Oh, you'll know. So, moderator, how do I know though at that time? How do I know that muscadine, like how do I know that's the color? Like how do I, like if somebody told me, say English is my second language, which some of you might think it is at sometimes, but it isn't. And so someone told me some word for that. So they said tree. Well, that is a particular type of tree. But I'm going to go around calling every single tree that I know or that I see, I'm going to call it a tree. So I'm going to be all like tree, 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 tree. Every single standing piece of wood with green leaves on it, I'm going to call it a tree because that's all I know. So to get into the nuances, the understanding of it is totally different because that doesn't mean I truly understand that this is a pine tree, for instance, right there. I don't truly understand that. I just know that that is a tree. So if someone told me that right there is muscadine, then I'd be like, puro muscadines all across here. These are all muscadines because I don't know it to be the descriptor of a color. I know it to be something, whatever I relate it to in my mind. As you have not said verde or something that I know that I can associate it to, if you thus bring it to something that I understand, now I know, okay, when he's saying verde, he's talking about the color. So I know we're describing a color here. Now one could assume, potentially, that muscadine would be the next color. But now every single purple that I'm seeing, I'm like muscadine, muscadine, muscadine. You see what I'm saying? That does not mean that I know what muscadine is. I just know it to be a word that's describing something. But I would call it all the things at that point in time. Yeah. Well, guys, apparently my attitude is not being appreciated. So you guys will not see me here for a couple days. as my attitude needs correcting, whatever the case is. My attitude has far exceeded my ability to be able to fish tomorrow. Well, moderator, I have no idea. I'm telling you, I don't even know how to pronounce muscadine. I don't know. But yes, Creel, this is about the extent of what a discussion at my house would be. It would be, we would pull out dictionaries. We would look at each other first, and then we would have our discussion, and then we would find a moment in which we disagree. And then we're like, excuse me, are you disagreeing with me on this point? Then the moderator would say, yes, kind sir, I am. We're like, okay, then let us establish the rules of this discussion. And then we establish these rules and we say, I shall see you in an hour. Top of the hour, bring your best arguments. I shall see you here. And then she says, you can count on it. And I'll be like, okay, best of luck to you. And then we go to our separate corners and then we research whatever, well, assuming we had an hour, whatever the discussion was, we research it, bro. And then we come with our arguments. And then at that point in time, I mean, at least I do, I put on those little frilly, whatever these are, inside of a suit with some coattails. And I come over very proper. I don't put a wig on because I feel like that's intimidating to the moderator, because it's almost like she's arguing or discussing with a different person. So because of that, I refrain from putting on one of those white wigs because I want it to be a fair fight or discussion, let's say. And then at that point in time, we start looking at, and then we'll see each other's cited work. And then she'll say something and I'll be like, exactly where did you cite that from? And it's just be like, oh yes, Google search, blah, 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 da, 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 website, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, there is a fault in your website there, my dear, because that website is run by blah, 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 blah. That website is run by big insert company here. Example, that website is run by Big Pharma, and thus the data could be considered tainted. And then she's going to say, oh, dear sir, I thought you would have brought that up. And you can see that that information comes from a scientific published study that is backed by blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, we just go back and forth and whatever. And then next thing you know, after a set amount of time, either she gets tired of my antics or, you know, we get distracted by, oh, I'm kind of hungry. Ah, yes, good sir, so am I. Okay, well, we shall continue this discussion at a later time. And she'll be like, you would be so lucky. And I'll be like, all right, well, if you don't want to talk to me later, that's fine too. Whatever the case is, just know that your cited studies will be, your cited studies will still be examined even if you are not here. Just treat it like pecan and let it be. Okay, GM has now increased it. He now has 2 fish. Ah, yes, guys. So that is a day in the life of the moderator. I mean, sometimes there might even be a discussion, though I've never seen it in real life. But I would presume that there would be a discussion where she would say, "Dear sir, you may have won this battle, but you will have to find yourself another place to slumber." And I would be like, "Excuse me, is that my prize?" And she will say, "Yes, this couch is your prize, and you may slumber upon it as you see fit." And I'll be like, "Oh, dear lady, what a prize. You are telling me that I can sleep on this couch and watch television till any hour I would like?" And she says, yes, that sounds like that is too much fun. You shall now be slumbering again back in your normal slumbering area." And I'll be like, "Shucks, I was making such good plans to slumber over here." She'll be like, "Oh, nay, dear sir, those plans shall not be seen in your lifetime." So, you know, just normal everyday situations that happen at the house of the assassin. Some might call it the moderator's house. I don't know. All I'm saying is, I gotta be very careful what I think is fun and I say out loud, because then it may be taken away from me. They'll be like, "Oh, so you believe that my punishment is to your benefit?" And then I will tell her, "Moderator, I find a silver lining in all the events in my life." "Well, find no such silver lining in this one." And then I chuckle, because I know I will still find a silver lining. I'll be like, "Ha ha ha, moderator, oh moderator. Little do you know that I will find a silver lining anywhere." Ah, no. No, Faith. She keeps her harmful words inside. But she does have a tell. And her tell is the look. Her tell is the look, which currently I cannot see, so I go crazy and just say whatever I want. Because I do not have that look to settle down my stupidity, then my stupidity runs and it abounds, my friend. So, because of that, later on, I pay for stupidities that are said here on the Rodcast. But as my ignorance has been established on the Rodcast, I know not when to learn from my experiences. Do I want to have a little fun? Faith, I know only of a life of having fun at all times, even in the sucky times. Wait, GM said this is where he caught a 2-pound Kato? I'm sure he meant vato, but for some reason he got auto corrected. Ah, yes. Ah, Faith, I appreciate that, but it is not your battle. Because, dude, you might go bankrupt from my stupidities, bro. So this might bankrupt you, bro. But Moon, yes, it is that look that the Rock would give right before he dropped the people's elbow or whatever. It is that kind of a look. The eyebrow goes up, and I'm over here just, I mean, not looking at her, right? Because once I look at her, then I know that I have to stop. So I'm over here just, oh yeah, blah, 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 but not looking at her. And then the moment that I look at her, I'm all like, oh dear God, how long have you been doing that eyebrow? Have you been doing that eyebrow the entire time that I've been talking? And then that is how I judge the level of trouble that I'm going to be in. If she says, I barely did it right now, then I'm like, skirt. And I'm like, all right, we good, we good, we good. I got the message. But if she has been doing that eyebrow for like 15 minutes of a rant, then at that point in time, bro, I know that I will not see the light of another day. Because, or at least not in the same configuration that God made me in. There might be some altering of cells. Some of my cells may have their cell walls broken, you know, from what, I don't know. But I'm just saying, they may have some cell wall damage, which will then cause the inside of the cell to spill out. And potentially, there might be some damage to blood vessels. And I don't know how or why, guys, but I'm just saying that there might be damage to blood vessels, and those would just end up showing signs of damage, even though nobody knows how it happened. So that's the type of situation, guys, where the Rock's eyebrow lets me know, okay, this is where we're headed. This is how we're going to do. But yes, Faith, I do appreciate you dropping a dime on us. Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday, Moon. You are correct. That means I am in some trouble. But I guess there's other establishments. Maybe the moderator wants onion rings. Faith is assuming that I will survive till tomorrow. Creel, I think that your autocorrect is, let's just say, I mean, not you, Creel. I'm not saying you, so do not go crazy on this. Your auto is ignorant to certain terms, and it will refuse to correct them. Oh, this one was so that I could go get some Chick-fil-A and just show up and be like, oh, I thought you were gonna eat at the house. I just cruised by Chick-fil-A and I was just kind of in the neighborhood, and she'd be like, you were on the lake. How could you be in the neighborhood? It's like, good point, good point. And then she's gonna be all like, and you don't like going through the drive-thru with your boat. So how did you manage that? And I'm like, good point, good point. I went to the the order in or whatever spot. So that's how that happened. So maybe that's what happened. Tacos and onion rings for all. Well, I don't know about that, guys. But just know, guys, that I will be watching this Cowboys game. So, Rob, in case you want to come over to my house and see the Cowboys get their butts kicked, or GM, if you want to come over to my house, or, you know, people who are local that are not crazy. Well, that I know are not, because crazy is, that's a loose term there. So who are not physically, I don't know. Let's just say not crazy. What do you call it? They can come over and watch the game. So Creel, if you want to come and watch the Cowboys get their butts kicked, you can come over. Even though, I don't know, we'll probably be discussing scuppernong the entire time, and people will be like, look guys, we're trying to watch the game, can you guys take your scuppernong somewhere else? And then we'll be all like, that sounds weird, so we're gonna scuppernong right here. And then they're gonna say, well, that didn't sound any better. And I'll be like, oh, you're right, so we will cease to scuppernong and we will just discuss, I don't know, something else that is not scuppernong related. And then we will secretly scuppernong. Creel. And I guess, well, moderator, on the way home, the live cuts off. So, though, knowing me, I'd be like, all right, guys, keep this a secret. Don't tell the moderator, but we are going to Chick-fil-A. All right, guys, we're going to cruise to Chick-fil-A, and hopefully she doesn't find out. And then we'll go from there. You know us, little pranksters and all. I've spent my whole life asking for forgiveness. And I don't know, I'm still alive, so I guess I survive. Now, as for you, Faith, I'm not exactly sure. Not exactly sure how it's going to turn out for you. But one thing in your favor is that you are not anywhere physically near the moderator. So you're good, dog. Ah, yes. Yes, Faith said his sweater is out for delivery. Ha, yes, his sweater. Oh, yeah, and Creel, you can bring some eggs over. If we got to babysit them, or if we got to, well, this is going to sound weird. If we got to sit on the eggs, we will. Just let me know. Tell me how many you're bringing so I could know how warm and toasty, well, this is also going to sound weird, how warm and toasty my buns got to be in order for the eggs to continue to grow. So all that sounded weird, but all I'm trying to do is incubate some eggs, guys. Nothing weird, nothing crazy. I'm just incubating some eggs. But yes, Creel, you can bring over some eggs. We can even, if you have scuppernong, the color scuppernong, or muscadine, we could even paint them. If you're cool with that, we'll just do a little Easter egg sort of situation. That way I could know what these colors are. I can be less ignorant. Got any grapes? Bro, you guys are not understanding the depths. I missed my calling, bro. I should have been like some kind of hole digger. A grave digger, let's call it. Yes, I should have been a grave digger. That way I could have dug. I've dug my own grave multiple times, so why not dig other people's graves? If you ask the moderator, I have, on multiple occasions, been on the brink of... I'm shortening this monster not because I believe that it's too long, but because it got torn. I was on the brink of... I had 1 foot in the grave, though she may have been the one putting me in that grave. But I've had 1 foot in the grave essentially ever since I met her. Not because living with her is not the highlight of my life, but because I just don't know when to turn down the amount of correct that I end up being. You know what I'm saying? That's what I have a hard time figuring out. I need to lower my correctness or else it's going to cause me a problem. So if I lower my correctness, then potentially I may live. But if I continue to, well, see, here's the thing. There's a term called overcorrect. But that's not what I mean right here when I say if I continue to overcorrect, then I have a chance of losing life and limb. But that's not what I mean, because I just mean be right too much, not change my course of action. I just mean be right too much. And by even just saying that, I've probably put my other foot in the grave, and now I'm just standing there looking like, so what's up, guys? What's going on here? Yo, Rob, don't tell everybody that this is like school, because there's no school on Sunday, bro. Nobody wants to learn stuff on Sunday, unless, of course, you're going to church. But nobody wants to learn stuff on Sunday. That's dumb. People were all like, dude, tomorrow I gotta go to school, so I would much rather just veg right here and see a BBL or two. Dude, what is going on over here? All right, guys, so we have about some amount of time, some kind of ish. All right, bros, we're gonna move. We're gonna go to the humps because these other areas, whatever. Anyways, and then there's another dude over here, so I'm not even gonna mess around. I don't have the crankbait that I want to go to the depths of. I only got the one that goes to infinity and beyond, and I don't want that, because the bottom is not infinity. The bottom is like 10 feet. There are like 4 bass boats. There were 5 at one point in time. There are about 4, could be 6, 2, 4. There's like 6 bass boats hanging out over here. I don't know what they're doing, but I sure would like to find out, just out of curiosity, why there are so many bass boats out in the humps area. We will check it out, man. I should probably get some water. All this rambling makes a man thirsty. I just saw the moderator's comment right there. She said basically, I live in the hole. And she just drops food down to me. How nice. She makes it seem nice, bro. She says, I lower food down to him. But dude, there are days that there is no lowering. And there's more like just tossing, you know. I'm in the bottom of the hole. I'm like, moderator, can I have some food? And she goes, you sure can. And then just tosses the food in there. There is no kind lowering where I'm all like, oh my God, that's so great, moderator. Thank you for lowering food to me. No, it is more like, there's some food. And I mean, literally, if she was giving me like some eggs, she'd be all like, now you got eggs, you got egg on your face. I'm like, all right, well, that's cool. That's a good idea, Rob. I'm gonna go ask these guys, hey, what are you guys doing, scuppernong? And then I'm gonna see how that plays out. Or I might go out here and be like, you guys look like a bunch of scuppernongers. Let's see what's going on here. I might also just go all the way through them, like people cruise through the areas that I'm fishing. They're just like, I'm like, what's up, scuppernongers? All right, guys, so based on what I was seeing, maybe these guys are staggered in a certain way. And they're not as close to each other. Nope, they're pretty close to each other. I think this is a forward-facing convention. I believe that these guys are out here having a forward-facing meeting. Because if we can turn this slightly, you should see them off to my right, or port as they say. No, starboard. They're just all right there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boats just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Scuppernong. Well, I wish them the ultimate of success as they scuppernong about. I believe that the word scuppernong is going to turn into the equivalent of jingle dingles. So Rob, I don't believe that they were using scupper worms or scupper anything. I don't even think they were. I put some water on the back of my boat. I believe that they weren't even essentially using scuppernong forward-facing minnows, if there is such a thing. Blah, 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 blah. We're just doing a little side imaging, guys, just to check it out, man. We're going to infinity and beyond, bro. But we will only be fishing 11-ish. Alright. So let's see. Going straight right here. Line it up off to there. I'm gonna throw a jig out here, guys, into the this is maybe. It's a maybe. This is a maybe, as the grass has followed us. But before I do that, I gotta get some water. I gotta be ready for the bout. I gotta be properly hydrated so that I can explain my way out of whatever. And just know that anybody who was hearing the scuppernong disagreement between me and the moderator, you may be called to the witness stand. So you guys are all on the witness list, all right? Pacific time, negative, sir. There is no specific time that we will be fishing to. Just kidding, DCP. It will not be Pacific time, because we would like to be off the water so that we can partake in some viewing of NFL football follies. So we are throwing a 1/2 ounce jig out here into the grass on top of this hump. I never even went back to straight up. What time zone am I in? I am in Central Time Zone. Well, GM, somebody may have caught a big fish there. And that might be why they are all collected there. I don't know. Did they disperse? No. They're all still hanging out there. Ah, yes, Moon, but you are describing a time that once you put 11 a.m., bro, you lost me, dog. 11-ish is a time that is hard to pin down. As you know, Moon knows this, but it is hard to pin down. It is very elusive. All right. I knew you were an OG, Moon. I knew that you understand 11-ish is... It is the time that is sought after, but never really attained. You can get close to 11-ish, but you can never realize 11-ish. It's unattainable. It is like getting close to the speed of light, but we don't know what would happen if we ever reached 11-ish. And we might not want to know, because 11-ish could be the hour of the end of the streak. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But yes, guys, the streak continues. In case you tuned in late, the streak continues. We are on 30 times 4 plus some. I think we are in the 20s, some double tens digit number of days of consecutive non-zeros. Now, do not be fooled, because some of those are like, oh, thank God I caught this little dink so I can get off the water. Some of those are the continuation of the streak, but the streak continues, and just for unlimited. The rest of you guys can close your ears, but can one close their ears? I don't know, but you could try. You could definitely try, but just for unlimited. This is the streak that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Some people started watching it not knowing what it was, and they'll continue watching it forever just because this is the streak that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Unlimited started watching it not knowing what it was, and now his bones lie in my compartment just because this is the streak that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. And that is how Unlimited ended up in that compartment. He decided, you know what, I'm gonna roll with this guy. I'm gonna show up on a Rodcast. It can't be that hard. All this guy is doing is floating around, fishing. It can't be that difficult. And next thing you know, boom. Unlimited is in the compartment. Hey, DCP, have you ever seen Unlimited? Okay, I might have to switch to the worm. This jig is too gangster for these guys. Float around and find out. That is one method. Let's try that, guys. Let's just float around and see where the wind blows us and just be all like, it's blowing us towards this hump right here, guys. So then let's go fish this. Oh, it blew us into this dock. All right, that's cool. Silver's got damage, but we did catch a fish in here, so that's also cool. I'm trying on top of the grass. Then I'm gonna go use my 2D and look to see if there's fish holding on the point where the hump comes up. I repeat, calling all DCPs. Are you here? Have you ever seen unlimited? You haven't seen unlimited. I think I got like nibble, not hook set. Okay, DCP has not seen unlimited, so because of that, unlimited shall see the light of day. Oh my God, unlimited, all these things are on top. Hold on. Give me Shogalamano, unlimited. All right. Natasha, how are you doing? Here we go, right here. DCP, this is my homie, and it gets weird because he can't stand up. This is my homie Unlimited. He came fishing with me one time, and this is how he, let's say, left, because, you know, he's no longer here with us, but he's here with us, you know what I'm saying? So this is our homie Unlimited. Unlimited, do your thing, stay right there. Don't make this weird. Unlimited. Yeah, bro, Unlimited RC. You're making this weird, dog. Enjoy the sun and chill out. I'm fishing, dog. So that's our homie, Unlimited RC. He rarely sees the light of day, but that's because you can see how pale his skin is. It's not safe for him to be out in, well, we'll call it skin. It's not safe for him to be out in the elements, because I don't even think SPF Infinity would help him, as he is really just along for the ride. He doesn't even fish anymore, bro. He used to fish, and DCP, if you knew Unlimited, if you had seen him, he's in one of the Rodcasts. Unlimited, do you know the number of Rodcasts that you are in? What episode? Because if you want to see what Unlimited RC looked like before this, that's where you can find him. But now he tried to fish with us the entire time, and now this is what's left of him. I mean, I'm impressed that he could still like put messages in the chat, but I think that's from the spirit world. Nah, bro. Faith, that's his fighting weight. We've been working on his fit. And I don't mean like his threads, because, I mean, clearly he's wearing that muscle shirt, or some would call it a tank top. Creel's probably going to tell me, that's not a muscle shirt. That's a tank top. But either way, you see he's missing like one of his arms. It's draped all weird. It's draped a little bit suspect, but Unlimited's been down in that compartment for a while, so we won't judge him. We will just be like, all right, Unlimited, if that's the way you want to wear your shirt. It's been a long time on a boat, dog. Oh, so I guess it should have been labeled the awesomest Rodcast ever. But then that means you got to fight Creel, because Creel would say, wait a second, I've been on there, dummy. So why am I not called the awesomest ever? So, oh, Creel and Unlimited are going to fight. Fight, 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 fight. And right now, Unlimited, what the heck, bro? You already got knocked out, Unlimited? What the heck, dog? All right. By unanimous decision, well, I mean, it's not a decision, by knockout, TKO in the preliminary rounds, Creel, you are the winner. Unlimited, I had so much more hope for you. I thought this fight was going to be a good fight. And there you go. You just fall on the ground. Creel, you won. Your episode is now the awesomest episode ever, apparently, because Unlimited I mean, he hasn't eaten in a while, so I'm going to say that him losing weight caused him to lose the fight. So, I don't know. Mental note, guys, there is a limit to the amount of weight that you can lose for a fight. Speaking of a fight, guys. So, you remember yesterday, excuse me, Unlimited, I gotta go talk to the camera. Remember yesterday when my brother just magically appeared and just started yelling out obscenities and whatever, and he's like, hey, wait, blah, 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 blah. You guys remember that, right? Well, here I am just cutting the hair of my jig. Okay, I'm going to leave you a little bit of layers. You know, I'm going to cut your hair so that... Oh, you want the Rachel? Oh, yeah, that's no longer in style, so I can't give you the Rachel cut. But I can give you some layers, which you will look splendid with, yes. Yes, I would think you would be the belle of the ball. So... So my brother, he shows up yelling all his stupidities and whatever. And then when I get off the boat, or off the Rodcast, and I'm at the parking lot, and I'm all like, yo, what up, dog? After a while, this guy gets all froggy and stuff, and he's like, hey, wait, hey, you know, I could take you, bro. And I was like, dude, what are you talking about? Because I'm not even in like throwdown mode. I'm just kind of chilling. I'm like, yeah. He's like, I could take you, bro. Shway, I'm too quick for you. And I'm like, what? He's like, I'm too quick for you, bro. I'm quick. He told me that he was quick like Littlefoot. Now, if you guys have seen The Land Before Time, if you guys have seen The Land Before Time, Littlefoot was not quick at all. If anything, the one who was quick was either Petrie or Ducky. But Littlefoot was not quick. He was a laboring freaking brontosaurus. I don't know, maybe he could have been a brachiosaurus or whatever. But he was one of the sauruses with a long neck. And he was not quick. But my brother's standing there and he's like, hey, wait, I'm quick like Littlefoot, way. Watch out. And I'm like, dude, what the? I think what he was trying to do was make my brain error out and be all like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever, and then he was gonna attack me. But he saw that my CPUs were burning fast and I immediately told him, you're an idiot. And so he was like, ooh, he already processed it, so maybe I shouldn't attack him right now. So I kind of feel like that's what he was doing. But I don't know. He told me something stupid like that, and he kept on trying to get physically aggressive with me. And I'm like, dude, what is your deal? And then he's got Kimmy on a video chat, and he's like, hey, Kimmy, check it out, Kimmy, check this out. I'll get around 2 right now. And I was like, dude, get off of me. And he's over here trying to like wrestle me while I'm holding his phone. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna kick your bass. You better leave me alone. And then he's like, wait, you can't. And then I get him in essentially, I got him in sort of like a bear hug, sort of. And then he tries to step out of it and back out. But then I squeeze his lower back and he's like, wait, you can't. And I'm like, dude, if I wanted to, I could trip you right now. And then you'd fall on the concrete. And then I got to call the cops because one of us is not going to be alive. And then he's like, wait, nah, you can't because I'm too quick, wait. And I was like, oh my God, bro, why? But that's what he wanted to do in the time that he had with me at that point in time. And as I got off the boat, he said, hey, bro, you got off the boat. And I was just getting off the boat like normal. He goes, you don't look like a champ, bro. You got off the boat. You don't look like a champ. And I was like, what are you talking about, dog? And he just said, yeah, bro, you don't look like a champ. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So it was, I would say, one of my brother's dumbest times, but I don't know, guys. He still thinks that he can take me. And I'm like, dude, you cannot. And he's like, wait, I'll take you down easy. And I was like, dude, don't even, bro. Don't even. But he was, and I will tell you guys, he was on what, I got it. I now understand how he was going to take me out. He was on some liquid courage. So what his liquid courage was, it was all a ploy here, guys. He's on liquid courage. I know that because like from a mile away, I'm like, dude, this guy's straight liquid courage. So he's right there, all liquid couraged. And then he tells me, hey, he's like right here telling me, like right next to my face, telling me what he's gonna do to me, right? But I believe that it is the equivalent of someone taking a cloth of, I think it's chloroform or something like that, and putting it on my face to knock me out. So his alcohol breath that was in my face, I was like, what the, bro? And so I feel like he was trying to knock me out by talking to me that close. Hey, wait, I'm like Littlefoot, way, bro, you can't take me. And I'm like, bro, get away from me, you're gross. So I think that's how he intended to take me out, but he didn't. I fought through it. Just go buy all the Chick-fil-A and then use it the next day. It's not a bad idea right there. But yes, Creo, I can distinguish through some of his moments of stupidity. Some of them, I mean, the fresher they are, then the higher they rank. But some of them just, it depends on the stupidity that he did. So, I mean, for him to think I could take this guy, I don't know. I mean, I didn't think that, Creel, I'm throwing that old monster. I didn't think that Natty's gave you that much liquid courage, but I don't know. He felt like it was. Okay, I'm not gonna look, guys, but GM said that's him right next to me. I don't know where he is. I think he's off to my right. Let me take a look. Oh, that's him over there. Now, I don't know if that's right by me, because that's pretty far still. Dude, I'm telling you, he was, and this is the part that, this is one of the reasons, not the only, but one of the reasons that I don't hang out with him when he's all couraged up, because he gets all stupid and then he gets all louder, and then to top it off, he gets like closer to you and he's still loud. And I'm like, what the heck, bro? I'm right next to you. Why are you yelling? And it is just, I don't know. In fact, dudes, I told him, I was like, hey, bro, I'm going to be watching the game. He goes, hey, I thought you were going to fish a riprap. And I was like, yeah, but there was too much eelgrass, so I'm just going to go home and I'm going to watch the game. And then he's all like, oh, yeah, who's playing? And I tell him, I give him all this information and all this stuff. And he's like, all right. 30 minutes later, I leave. And then he calls me during the game, and like a good brother, I answer the phone. I'm like, what's up? And he's like, hey, wait, what are you doing? I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, bro? What do you mean, what am I doing? I told you what I was gonna be doing, bro. I'm watching the game. Yeah, wait, but what are you doing? I was like, dude, what the? I just told you I'm watching the game. He's like, yeah, all right. He's like, hey, I'm here with Kimmy. And I was like, okay, cool, dog. Is there something you need? Can I help you? If there's something you need, let me know right now. If not, well, then I'll talk to you later, because I'm watching this game and they're in the red zone. I want to see what happens. Yeah, wait, well, why didn't you fish that riprap? And I was like, what the I was like, dude, we already discussed this. There's no need to discuss this again. Yeah, wait, but hey, say hi to Kimmy. I was like, dude, I told Kimmy hi on the video chat while you were on the ramp. And then he's all like, yeah, what's Faith doing here? Wow, bro, I'm letting you know what you're saving everybody from. So then he tells me, but I do appreciate you dropping that dime, Doc. So he then tells me, he's all like, hey, wait, say hi to Kimmy. And I was like, dude, I saw her on the video chat. I already told her hi. Yeah, wait, but she's right next to me, so tell her hi now. And I'm like, dude, why would it make a difference if she's right next to you for me to tell her hi? Hey, wait, well, just tell her hi. I was like, Kimmy, hi. I don't know why he wants me to tell you hi again, but whatever. And then I was like, dude, I got to get off the phone. I'm watching the game. And then he's like, all right, wait, but, hey, wait, you know I caught these fish. And I was like, dude, I don't care. You already told me that. And then Kimmy goes, hold on, Lou, let me get the phone. And then she gets the phone, and then she's all like, okay, tell your brother bye. And I was like, oh, thank you, Kimmy. See you later. And then she hung up on him. And I was like, thank God. Because that guy, why? If he's with Kimmy, why would he want to talk to me? This doesn't make any sense. Why would he want to talk to me if he's with Kimmy? I'm going to tell you right now, guys, if I was with a chick, I would not be calling my brother saying, hey, bro, you want to talk to me and this chick? That's not what I would be doing. I would be talking to the chick. I'd be like, what's up, chick? How you doing? Yeah. I would be paying attention to her and not calling my brother trying to rehash some stories. That don't make no sense, bros. That makes 0 sense, but that is what I had to deal with. And then the moderator was like, who was that? I was like, that was Tino. She's like, what do you want? I was like, I don't know. I don't know what he wanted. I think GM's just over there floating around. We currently have little amount of time left. The only fish that okay, what is making my worm do this? Hey, Creel, do you ever find that this old monster, like, the tail ends up in the hook? I would assume that that would be from a bite, but I'm not feeling said bite. Well, bro, that makes 2 of us who don't know what he wanted. I don't pretend to understand him. I fear that if I attempt to understand him, once I understand him, then at that point in time, I feel like I would have rather been ignorant. You see that little throwback right there, guys? I would have rather remained ignorant in terms of understanding or knowing my brother. I do not know if I think GM's just fishing, bro. I think he just wanted to get off the couch and come out here and throw some lines. Okay, so Creel's hypothesis is a bad cast. Interesting. Interesting. So that might be possible. We will never rule that out. That's what I'm afraid of there, Faith. If I understand him, what does that say about me? I mean, you guys are already saying, bros, we can't even understand what he's saying, but I can. So that worries me. Not that you guys are all sane, but I'm saying I can understand, cannot mean. Does that mean that I am Oh, GM's fishing a tournament? Interesting. What tournament? GM, word on the street is you're fishing a tournament. What tournament are these guys talking about? I must have missed it in the interpretation that the moderator was when she was sending me all the messages. Calling all GMs, calling all GMs. A gambler's lure tournament. Oh, that is starting to sound familiar. So, Faith, the problem is that I assume that I know what he's saying, but about 90% of the time, I am correct in what he's saying, or he's just saying that I am correct. because maybe what I'm saying makes more sense than what he wanted to say. And he's all like, yeah, wait, yeah, that's what I was saying, bro. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? That was not any of the words that came out of your mouth. Yeah, but you know what I mean, bro. And I'd be like, no, I don't. So it's good times, bros. And Kimmy did let me know. She's like, hey, he's your brother. It's your weekend. You keep him. And I told her whether he's or not, I would prefer he is with you and not me and still be my brother. She did not like that answer. She preferred that he would be with me. But that didn't happen. So that might be an accurate description of the street name, because there are some other people that live in that area. Example, the Lechuza. And the Lechuza is in that area. So I would believe that would be the name of that street. But here's the other thing, guys. Like, I know my brother's got the biggest mouth in the world. So that means that possibly the Lechuza watches the Rodcast. So as we make mention of the Lechuza, then the Lechuza knows. So, I mean, not that I say things about people when they are not around, because I will say what I believe whether someone's here or not. But that does throw a little monkey wrench into the situation, because he's probably said, oh yeah, bro, I'm over there, I'm gonna fish with my brother. And let's the Lechuza know. And that causes some, but maybe the Lechuza doesn't know. Well, no, she probably does know. The Lechuza doesn't know that she's the Lechuza. But I'm sure that somebody spilled the beans and said, yep, you're the Lechuza. Let's see if we can summon the Lechuza. Though you shouldn't play these games, guys. You shouldn't play games with Ouija boards and stuff like that, because you don't know what you're gonna summon. But let's see if we can summon the Lechuza. Lechuza, if you are there, show yourself in the chat. I command you. I'll see what happens, guys. We will give it about, I don't know, a minute to see if the Lechuza shows up in the chat. And then once we establish connection, we will then deem whether we are speaking with the true Lechuza or not. Because we will have certain questions for the Lechuza that we will know the answers to. Oh, that is correct, moderator. There are only so many people who could have that story. I'm throwing a deep diving crank to the edge of this hump. This may end up being a lackluster Sunday, guys. There's no school on Sunday, bros. Oh, GM is on a sneak attack. Even though he told us that he was gonna show up. Lechuza, if you are here, I command you, show yourself. By the power of Mudu, I command that you show yourself. In the chat and nowhere else. Yo, what up, dog? So a lechuza in Mexican folklore is a witch that can transform herself into an owl. So she has like, there's like a decent sized owl that's somewhere in Mexico or whatever. I've seen that owl, but only like it's pretty huge. That they, shape shift between that owl and just a normal person. So sometimes you will see an owl just hanging out there and just looking at you or whatever, and that's supposed to be the lechuza, following you or putting a curse or whatever, all the regular folklore stuff that go along with witches and owls. I don't think they go all the way to Alabama. I think they're more like the El Paso borderland region. Oh, the chupacabra, that guy's different.
That's Puerto Rico, isn't it?
No, that's still Mexico, but
Puerto Rico's got something. They got some little guy that runs around trying to bite people's ankles too.
let me ask Unlimited. Unlimited, what kind of Puerto Rican chupacabra-like things do you guys have? Unless Unlimited is going to tell me that he's watered down so he doesn't know all the Puerto Rican situations.
Got something, 'cause I watched it years ago on it. I can't remember what it was.
Are you growing a beard?
Yeah. Wintertime's coming, man.
Oh, GM's growing a beard.
Gotta be ready for winter fishing out here. Last year, some of those tournaments I fished, they'd be 2-3 inches of snow on the deck of my boat,
Yeah. GM is growing his beard out. Yo, what up, Bama Bassin? Unlimited I brought him out to show DCP and he got knocked out by Creel in a fight that never even happened.
Caught anything good yet?
Nothing, bro. I didn't weigh mine, but it probably wasn't, it was probably only 2 or somewhere around there, but not big.
I was around on the back side of that island when you came around on that first spot I fished this morning. I got into a school of little ones over there, all about a pound, pound and a half. Those are fun though. When I get a crankbait like that every cast, man, for about 10 minutes, you just can't beat that. Do you good in a tournament though?
Ah, yes, the moonbeam bass.
You tell with them, they hug that bottom, man, and they just sit on it. You know what I'm saying? Saw the drop shot and hit 'em today.
I haven't resorted to a shaky head, but I might. Though I only have so much time before I got to get off the water. You said you got to take your wife to go get some. Ah.
Takes 7 hours to get there. I'd have to leave at midnight if I didn't leave today, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hate losing fish like that. I felt the hit, then I had 5 foot of slack.
It's a little breezy right now, so because I've come back with my worm. I was like, what happened here? Did I miss this fish?
I got red line on this reel.
Oh, I can see that.
You can hardly see it, you know, when you're not paying good attention. The only reason I got red line on there is because it's only 6-pound line I had.
Yo, Alabama Bassin, they replaced the switch that was on the main motor. And that, so far, it has not done anything dumb or weird. So we believe that the problem has been fixed. Did you wake up late because of the game?
I don't know. I just haven't been. I've been oversleeping alarms here the last week, all kinds of stuff that I never do. I don't know what's going on.
It's your beard. You're growing it out and it's taking your...
I told my wife I don't feel bad or anything, but I've been sleeping a lot here lately. You're like me though, we go and we go and we go, and then all of a sudden your body wakes up one day and it says, hey, it's time to take a break.
It's like, hey, just sleep in a little bit. All right.
Had his foot cut off. He's been out there with one leg missing trying to do a bunch of work on my job, so I jumped in there and helped him all week, feeling bad for him. And I don't ever do any work anymore, dude.
Yeah.
I was so sore I couldn't stand it Friday when I was driving home.
Was it like an accident?
Nah, blood sugar got him. He had a little sore pop up on his foot, dude. And next thing you know, he woke up one morning and he could see the bone in his foot, and he went to the hospital and they had to cut the damn thing off.
Dang.
The blood sugar problem, you gotta keep your eye on it. He's got like a little prosthetic leg, but he's only had it a couple of weeks, so he's not used to it.
Yeah, plus that wound's got to heal.
Oh yeah. Feel bad for him. Still gotta make a living though, you know.
All right, guys, I've switched over to a Nico. Oh, so I didn't even know anything about the gambler tournament, bro. So I haven't looked into it. But plus then I got to go buy all kinds of gambler lures, and I have too many lures to add more to it, especially ones that I don't usually use to begin with. So that's where the problem lies. Let me mic off real quick just to tell GM something. All right, now that we've had a chuckle, now we'll continue to provide chuckles. So now the question is, do we go pluck some off the riprap like always, or do we just go? That is the question. We've pushed it towards 11-ish. So yeah, guys, I don't usually fish tournaments that are like, hey, you can only use these baits, because if I don't have that bait or those baits, then dude, the other day, some dude, I was over there, it was Friday, and some dude, I think he like pulled up, because you know how sometimes you don't know if he's on a hump or whatever. So he pulls up, because I saw him and heard them, and then they were just kind of cruising. And then I guess his trim was still up, and he started to take off. But his boat was like this, and dude, there's no way they could have seen me, because their boat was like this, and they were heading right where you're at. I mean, well, distance-wise, from where you're at to me, they just kept coming over here, and I was like, hey, 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 hey. And then he turns off, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me, dog. Like, he was gonna go on the top of Silver and just destroy everything. And I was like, what the? But
Yeah, some dude was scanning ledges and run right into my buddy's boat. He was just looking down on his screen, never looked up. Ran right up on the back of his same boat, dude. It really hurt that. Just put a scratch on his boat. He's like, what the hell?
yeah, that guy, dude, it did concern me, because if you watch the video, I was ready to like jump off, because I was like, where's this guy headed? What's going on?
That's right, dude. You can get another boat.
Yeah. And I was on the hump, so I could have just swam and stood up and be like, what the heck, bro?
Most of these guys, all them guys crowding up out here, those ultimate angler guys out here practicing. You know they're going to be forward facing like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I use it to see structure, but I've never got into it with like watching my bait, dude. I just don't do it for me for some reason. I do use the spot when I'm fishing though.
You what?
I use my forward facing just look at the structure I'm fishing. After I see it,
Yeah.
I know I'm on it, I don't use it anymore. I tried getting into that minnow shaking thing, and I caught a lot of fish, but I never caught good ones on it.
I seem to catch more on the minnow shaking when I don't, like, I'm just casting it out there and just working it back.
One thing the forward facing helps you with is keep your guidance right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep it in that strike zone, but
All right, guys, we are just discussing.
scrounger, dude. I don't know if you ever throw one much, but that's just flat out fun to me. But I don't use this. I just feel it dragging that grass on.
Yeah. We're just discussing forward-facing sonar, the usage of.
You didn't watch any of that NPFL tournament yesterday, did you?
No.
That dude Hunter Bogman, you know, he's only got like one arm. He's missing both his legs.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
10th, dude.
Oh, really?
Dude, he's up there beating the dots. That dude's a flip, but he's low to the water too. But he's sure enough skip some dots now. Canterbury ended up winning it. Before forward-facing sonar come out, Canterbury was on fire, dude. He was winning everything. Just straight up fishing, it's hard to beat that dude.
the last cast that I throw here, and then we will decide whether we're going to go work the riprap or just take off.
I tried to go over to that hump that I like over there and fish that little oil platform.
Yeah.
Boats all over it earlier, man. You don't see them when you're out here, and then you pull up there and there's a boat sitting there. It's like, what the heck, man? How am I not seeing them when I'm driving up to it?
When I see them, I can't tell where they are. I'm like, okay, is he there? Because there's something close to it too.
You'll think they're not on the spot. By the time you get there, they're right on the thing.
Yeah, and then I feel like a bass because I'm all like, oh, dude, sorry, I didn't mean to get this close. I just didn't know where you were.
Same. I did that a minute ago with them. I didn't think they were on it, and then I got there and they were. Anything you think you're the only one that knows about out here, somebody knows about it.
Yeah. Steelers 24-21. That Aaron Rodgers, he's on fire. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw a top water real quick, guys. Maybe 3 casts and then we'll. You know, the longer we stay away from my house, then I guess the longer it will allow the moderator to cool down. Ha, 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 ha. I would have figured that she would have remembered the box of 64 crayons a little bit more affectionately than she did at the time that I was describing the difference in number of crayons. Come on, baby, one time. These fish are being somewhat stubborn, bros. Let's put unlimited. Well, let's just put him on the side. He can roll with us. I'm gonna head to the riprap.
Right on, dude. I ain't gonna go too much longer, and I'm gonna dip out of here too. Not too much more cast, and I'm good.
All right, let's put unlimited in the seat. Dude, he landed perfectly. Look at that. Unlimited landed seat perfect. I mean, technically not his seat, but the seat in. Let's fix Unlimited's. Unlimited, you can't sit with your feet like that, bro. You're gonna go flying off. So here we go. You might want to put your hand here. Hold on a little bit. All right. Okay, so you can hold on for yourself, sort of. I doubt it. I want to know what you're gonna do, dog. How are we gonna do this? maybe we tie Tiny Tino on here so that if you go flying off, you'll still kind of sort of be able to be saved. All right, Unlimited, you got your handle and you got your one leg tied down. Tiny Tino is holding you, bro. Moon said good luck in the tournament. And also, stay safe, dog. That's a 7-hour drive. Later, homie. Rob, come on, Rob. That's blue-black. Discussed it with another gentleman, and that gentleman said blue-black. So you are in the wrong there, Rob. Now, if you would like to present your case, I give you time to get your research in order, and then we shall have a gentleman's discussion about whether it is blue-black or black and blue. Hold on, Unlimited. Hey, Unlimited. Unlimited. Unlimited, you are starting to show your tetas here, bro. What's the deal with that, bro? Have some modesty. I had to slow down before Unlimited's top flew off. Have some modesty, Unlimited. There might be children watching. Que pues, Unlimited. Put those things away. Ah, yes. Moderator, that is why I say that it is not blue-black. I mean, black and blue, sorry. It is not black and blue. It is blue-black because when you beat someone black and blue, dude caught a fish right here. Oh no, he didn't. Well, guys, there's a lot of people that Unlimited just went next to. So, Unlimited, you make people think I'm weird, bro. This is good water to be fishing right now, but there's somebody up front. Let me see which way this guy's casting. There were like 4 boats right there, Unlimited. You made me look like a maniac. If I choose to sound like a foreigner, bro, so, moderator, let me know a song that Foreigner sings so that I can choose to sound like Foreigner. Let me look this up. Let me look at a song that Foreigner would sing. So that we can let's look up their Wikipedia, guys. Foreigner, some dudes, New York, not Canada, so that's cool. Past members, show me their hits, bro. Feels like the first time. Oh yeah, I will choose to sound like Foreigner, bro. And maybe Foreigner also sings, she's cold as ice, willing to sacrifice our love. Yeah, bro. So thank you, Rob. I will sound like Foreigner. Actually, I shall sound like Foreigner. Oh, Rob. So now, Rob, I see what you've done. You've employed the moderator to argue on your behalf. Okay, Rob, you have now caused me to fight the moderator in mental jousting. Moderator, as such, that it is already an established term. You cannot utilize that in the description of the color of the bait, because then you are implying that someone has beaten that jig black and blue. Now, if they said that these fish would bite this bait and leave it black and blue, then yes, I would agree. But no, they are not describing that. They are trying to describe the color of. So, moderator, even though your argument is cold as ice, I'm willing to sacrifice nothing because I still stand on game and say that no matter who the discussion is with, right is right. And I am as right as kettle rain. I'll tell you that much, moderator. And we don't even know what kettle rain is. So, just to let you guys know, I believe, as all fools do, that I am in the right. Does Foreigner sing, I want to know what love is? I want you to show me. Is that what they sing? I want to know. I want you to show me. Yeah. Stop and fish. Adam, no. No, we will not. Because I'm going to the dock, bro. I do apologize for being some part of your boredom, but, my dude, I'm going home, player. So I wish you the best of luck with you and your fishing escapades. But as for me and this boat, we are gonna go watch some football, homie. Uh-oh, Eagles touchdowns. Uh-oh. Dang, bros. Unlimited. He said this was boring. He said you're boring, Unlimited. All right, guys. Not everybody is a fan of Unlimited. I'm a fan of Unlimited, so he'll roll with me whether we slow roll into the dock or not. Because we boys, bro. So, if you would like to see some fishing, tune in tomorrow, Adam. God willing, weather permitting, we will be throwing some lines, but we have continued our streak of consecutive non-zeros. And in fact, Adam, let me sing you a song. This is the streak that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Some people started watching it not knowing what it was, Adam. And they'll continue watching it forever just because, hopefully, Adam, this is the streak that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Adam started watching it because he was bored out his mind, and hopefully he'll continue watching it tomorrow. If he's kind, that don't make no sense, but whatever. Not all of them are gems. We're just trying to get to the dock, dog. Stop and fish, bro. But again, guys, remember, always remember, it's gonna be a good day. And all my homies gonna ride today. And all this water looking fly today. And all we wanna do is catch a 5 today. Hey, it's gonna be a good day. And ain't no hater gonna cry today. About, though, they might have, about me fishing my way. Might have, wink, wink. You could save that trouble for another day. Hey, it's gonna be a good day. Moderator, if we just need to find one or two instances of this, then I too can peruse the internet and find unlimited. I need Tiny Tino to freaking dock up, bro. Unlimited, scoot over, scoot over, scoot over. You're not holding the one of these cleats here, bro. But yeah, bro, it's gonna be a good day. So, you guys, it was not very successful out there. We did continue the streak, but anyways, we're out here to pay out some bucks, and we didn't, so oops. True Detective. I think I may have seen that, bro. All right, guys. Hopefully Adam will he'll like this song, and then he'll be like, that's cool, man. What's a cool jam, bro? All right, so I'm gonna go with Guntersville today. Creel got his shine the other day, so. I'm back on.
Like blades in the skies, throttle down, silver skates on glass, both slicing clean like a samurai slash. Creel got the bait lines heavy with dreams, unlimited vision, plotting schemes, callers on the deck, calling the plays, LA and G, I'm setting the blaze. Engine growl, yeah, that's our sound. Lake so smooth, feel skybound. Guntersville gang, we own this town. Like blades in the skies, throttle down, silver skates on glass, both slicing clean like a samurai slash. Creel got the bait lines heavy with dreams, unlimited vision, plotting schemes, callers on the deck, calling the plays, LA and G, I'm setting the blaze. Engine growl, yeah, that's our sound. Lake so smooth, feel skybound. Guntersville gang, we own this town. Guntersville, on the lake, we chillin', thrillin'. LA and G, I'm even Creel too. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Guntersville. Fishtails big, but the crew stays bold. Trophies stacking like chips in a game. Legends of the lake, yeah, they know our name. Life jackets whacked out, neon and black. Cooler on deck, stack to the max. Silver's way cutting the lightning streak. Guntersville is flow, unique technique. Villains on the water, hearts of gold. Stories told, but the lake still cold. Riding waves, carving paths unseen. Guntersville fam, we the dream team. You taking it? Dope jack in it. Like blades in the skies, throttle down, silver skates on glass, bow slicing clean like a samurai slash. Creel got the bait lines heavy with dreams, unlimited vision, plotting schemes, callers on the deck, calling up plays, LA and GM setting the blaze. Engine growl, yeah, that's our sound. Lake so smooth, feel skybound. Guntersville gang, we own this town. Gunter's villains, Gunter's villains, on the lake, we chillin', thrillin'. LA and GM even Creel too. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Gunter's villains, Gunter's villains, riding on silver, ripping and spilling. Dockside vibes where the stories unfold. Fishtails big, but the crew stays bold. Trophies stacking like chips in a game. Legends of the lake, yeah, they know our name. Life jackets whacked out, neon and black. Cooler on deck, stack to the max. Silver's way cutting the lightning streak. Guntersville is flow, unique technique. Villains on the water, hearts of gold. Stories told, but the lake still cold. Riding waves, carving paths unseen. Guntersville fam, we the dream team. You taking it? Dope jack in it. Like blades in the skies, throttle down, silver skates on glass, bow slicing clean like a samurai slash. Creel got the bait lines heavy with dreams, unlimited vision, plotting schemes, callers on the deck, calling up plays, LA and GM setting the blaze. Engine growl, yeah, that's our sound. Lake so smooth, feel skybound. Guntersville gang, we own this town. Gunter's villains, Gunter's villains, on the lake, we chillin', thrillin'. LA and GM even Creel too. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Gunter's villains, Gunter's villains, riding on silver, ripping and spilling. Dockside vibes where the stories unfold. Fishtails big, but the crew stays bold. Trophies stacking like chips in a game. Legends of the lake, yeah, they know our name. Life jackets whacked out, neon and black. Cooler on deck, stack to the max. Silver's way cutting the lightning streak. Guntersville is flow, unique technique. Villains on the water, hearts of gold. Stories told, but the lake still cold. Riding waves, carving paths unseen. Guntersville fam, we the dream team. You taking it? Dope jack in it.
Hopefully Adam didn't go to sleep, bro. Who knows? Because I didn't know that guy from Adam, as they say.
Guntersville, on the lake, we chillin', drillin'. LA and GM even Creel too. I live in Colin, yeah, that's the crew. I live in Colin, yeah, that's the crew. I live in Colin, yeah, that's the crew. Guntersville, riding on silver, ripping and spilling. Wake up early, sun on the rise, waves get sharp like blades in the skies. Throttle down, silver skates on glass, both slice and clean like a samurai slash. Creel got the bait lines heavy with dreams, unlimited vision, plotting schemes, clones on the deck, calling up plays. LNG, hitting the blaze. Engine growl, yeah, that's our sound. Legs so smooth, feel skybound. Guntersville gang, we own this town. Guntersville, on the lake.
We chilling. Oh, I gotta put unlimited away. Forgot about that. Unlimited. Fool. You are causing me problems. Hey, speak of the devil, dog. Hopefully. All right, my dudes. So I appreciate you guys showing up. Oh, dude, this definitely needs a wash. Silver definitely needs a wash, bro. No doubt about that. All right, my dudes. So I do appreciate you guys showing up. Hey, Adam, you too, dog. Whatever. So remember, dudes, be sure to get out there whenever you can and fish around and find out. And we will be out there, weather permitting. We'll be out there tomorrow. Probably we're going to attempt early in the morning. And we will go from there. But homies, we will holla at you. That it's time to button it up. Both my lip and the boat. Have a black and blue afternoon. All right, well, I appreciate that, Rob. I will holla at you guys. My dudes, fish around and find out. Ain't that right, Unlimited? That's what's up. We'll see you guys later. That was weird.